One of the reasons I've never covered this in the past is, well, I haven't really gone into the whole conservation thing. I haven't really done any. I did a couple when it first came out and then went, well, if things like this keep happening, I'm not going to bother messing with it. And I didn't. I've left it alone pretty much this whole time until I got sick of, for the nightwave, this pops up a few times, and every single time I've left it alone in case things like this happen. This was a lobby that I joined that, well, the T-Pose Umbra tells you straight off that joining the lobby glitched. This happens more than it really should. If this doesn't happen, what happens is host migrations. Doing these solo is much better, but it's painful. I took a few hours, learnt what I'm supposed to be doing, and you can see this is the Vermink. I found that kind of setting up the, whatever it is actually called, the Mimic, before starting these works out so much better, and it works better than it did when it first launched as well. The tracks that you are supposed to follow all show up pretty nicely, and I'm going to use this one as, let's say, my first example of this, because this one really kind of annoyed me a little bit while doing it. I think it was this one. I'm not really actually sure. The Mimic process is easy. You just have to use the Mimic device, the Echo Lure. Once, they will talk back to you, kind of, and then you can see it pop up. You have to mimic that. That's what I meant by mimicking with the Echo Lure. Once that is done perfectly, it doesn't have to be spot on perfect, but close enough, it will force them to start coming out. The creature that you are hunting will appear. Now you will notice that I am looking absolutely everywhere. Sometimes this will happen. They will not be anywhere near you. Map in the top left, you see the red arrow? There it is. This is not the one I thought it was. And that right there, well, I need to scan these, so I did scan it. This is the definition of a perfect capture. Mimic the echo, and this is the one I was referring to earlier. This is a bird. Doesn't really tell you that. Well, that's not so true. It actually does. Once you get the lure, you get to hear the animal is described to you. I just didn't realize that this was a bird. And they appear on top of the mushrooms. I'm trying to keep an eye out for that red arrow. Using the correct sentinel for this would probably be better. But if I remember rightly, it didn't actually appear. Oh, this is the second one. I didn't record the first one. I know that it's going to be on top of the mushrooms for this one. Hence, I was looking up at the mushrooms. And if I remember rightly, I tried to climb this rock. Yep, there I go. What a complete and utter idiot, because it hasn't actually got here yet. But this, okay, so I don't have the one I was hoping to have actually recorded, but the birds will appear on top of the mushrooms. What I didn't know and didn't expect, because he's over there, if you watch, it lands in front of me. It comes to me. This was a very clutch one, actually, because the random in the lobby, because I was just doing this in an open lobby, is trying to leave, and it came to me. I've already shot it by this point. I did not know that they could even do that. So that was only a good capture. This one was actually kind of interesting. It's the, well, the Bollaroo, yeah. You have to shoot this one in the underbelly. This is one of the only real awkward ones to kind of do. And it looks like doing the mimic kind of perfectly will actually determine if it is a perfect capture or not. I'd have messed it up a few times and it's come out perfect anyway, which is why I'm saying the perfect capture just kind of seems to be random. But this one, this guy is a absolute pain because, well, I'm not going to see him this time I look over there, but he's all the way over there. And, oh, I'm an idiot. Come on, I can't be this. There he is, on the left, or her. There it is. There it is. This one, you have to shoot the underbelly. Shooting the top will just make it run away and fail. I actually failed none of these. Granted, I think you've got to do 5. I only did 4 by myself. The first one, I was in a public lobby, which is only the second one of these I'd actually ever done. Waiting to line up that shot, I should have taken it there. I can shoot it at any point now, because you can see the underbelly because it's higher than I am. You have to shoot the underbelly, not the legs, the face, none of that. That second shot was unnecessary. Missing the first shot will also mean it's not a perfect one. I think the perfect part comes down to landing that shot, but this is the one that they showed when they introduced all of this, or was kind of hinting towards how this is going to work. And you can see I've only done 7 of these. I've still only done 7 of these. 5 of these were kind of solo. The other 2, well, the first one was when it first launched. I did try and do this. I took 1 attempt. I've tried to do this when it launched in the planes as well. I had a little bit of luck actually tracking them down, but they weren't appearing properly. There was a glitch for that, but I just never went. This was an aspect of Warframe that I had no care about. I wasn't bothered about this in the slightest, but having to do this, I can finally turn around and go, these were actually more fun than I thought they were going to be. I actually enjoyed doing these, hunting these down, following the tracks. It doesn't take too long, and if I can land perfect ones, not knowing what I was doing to begin with, then landing that perfect one, it's just a case of getting the mimic very close. Once you have the mimic pop up, that thing on the right, as long as you can land that almost perfectly, it doesn't have to be spot on perfectly, but close enough will do. Just be slow and take care of it and land that first trank shot. It will be perfect every time, meaning that all of this time I've been complaining about these and saying that, if I remember rightly, there's more than 1 of these actually come. 3, and I do miss 1. Mainly because I didn't notice there was 3 of them, and that one turned around. So I thought I'll grab these 2. Got 1. Got 2. And missed, because it was at range. But as long as you land that first trank shot, perfect every time. But complaining about this for as long as I did, perfect, because I hit it with the first one. Back to the cave one, this did kind of surprise me, but yes, all of this complaining about this over all of this time and not actually doing them. I could have done these when they came out the first time around. I could have all the floofs and everything else. I just didn't go into this in the slightest. So even though there will be lots of people in the comment section who have gone into, oh, this is late, content drought, could you not think of anything else? Well, this is the first time I've actually kind of tried to do these because it just didn't really interest me in the slightest up until now. But now that I've kind of been bitten by the conservation bug, yeah, these are actually fun, and I may now start to collect all of the floofs. Even though I know there will be some people in here who will mention the fact that there are floofs on that shelf there, because I have shown that in the past. Yeah, okay, I may have done some of these on the plains, but I've never actually completed one of the hunts. I've just ran around and captured random spawning creatures on the plains, which they do a lot, but this was based in Orb-Vallis. I still detest this in the plains because those birds will do a runner as soon as you get close to them. But yeah, I do have floofs from when this launched on the plains. Now I can start actually getting the original ones from Orb-Vallis. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching. Sorry this was so late, and I'll catch yous next time.